Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Brian. Today we're working on this 2008 VW GTI. The problem today is the door latch here on the front passenger side has a code in there for electrical malfunction and it doesn't lock properly, and sometimes you can't open it from inside the car. So we have a new one. Let's go ahead and get that put on there. So this might seem a little crazy, but that's the latch we need to replace. But you don't do it from inside the car. Fortunately, you don't have to mess with any of this. You take the outer door skin off. So to start with, this plastic kind of trim filler piece here needs to come off. And just kind of get a hold of it and pop it off. There's little plastic rivets. This one came out, so we can just put it back in its little slot. Looks like the rest of them stayed. So we'll need to pull this little cover off. I did the rear already, and that was already gone. So we'll need to get into that hole here in a minute. But for right now, we need to go around and take all these screws off, all these Torx bolts. So there's two different sizes, but I think they're all T30s. So what I do is I just take them out and keep them in order. Kind of make a little map on the ground of what order they go in. I'll show you here in a second. So for the rear of the door, I just line them up like that. Next we go under here. This style is a little different. The washer is not as big and the end's a little different. And up here in the door jamb, kind of the same deal. Right here where we peeled that sticker off, inside that hole is a bolt you're going to need to loosen, and that's a T20. You don't need to take it out. It kind of clamps the door handle in. So this should only unscrew to a certain point. And then this piece will pull out. Kind of like that. This would be where the key was on the driver's door. So now there's a little cable that kind of clips into the handle right here. You have to pry that thing out. And that should allow the door handle to come out. Like so. Up here at the front is another T20. I believe that may be all that's holding the door panel on at this point. So if I didn't miss any bolts, this door panel should just come off here. Just like that. And so that was that screw that we took loose that exposed or let that handle part come out. Right up on top, that little O-ring, we need to take that off. And the handle should just come out just like that. Leave that O-ring hung there. So this plastic cover snaps on. And that should come out of there. It's an electrical connector. Electrical connector here. Should come off. These are 6mm triple squares. That's that weird looking sorted knot and Allen wrench. Don't know the reasoning why they use triple squares in one place and Torx in another, but they do. So that just pops out, and then the back there's a cable and it drops into this little latch right here. So there's a new one. We need to put that latch back in, and then we need to take this cable out of here and transfer it to the new one. And that just slides out and slides in. Then the door cable for the inside goes back through that slot. And there's kind of a little catch back here that it's got a, well, let's not forget to put this back in. And there's sort of a little catch that you pull the door handle down, or the latch assembly down onto. And these triple squares can go back in. We can somehow fight this plastic cover back on. It has some places here that it actually pushes on. There we go. And don't forget your electrical connection. Feels like that tab broke, but I don't think that thing's gonna fall off on its own. Next up, door handle. It just kind of drops in right there. We'll get that cable will go on once we get the skin back on. But now a little O-ring fell off, so I need to find that. I'm not really sure where the purple O-ring went, but we'll just substitute a black one. No one will ever know. It just sort of functions to hold that in place. Now I think I'll clean some of this junk out of here while we have this open. Sounds like somebody has a Chihuahua dogfighting rig going on, so it's clean enough. We should be able to hang this door panel back on. Let me just go ahead and put one of the upper screws in just to keep it from falling off. Suppose we can put this screw back in. I'll just go back in the order I took them out. So all the screws are back in the door panel. So now we can go ahead and get the handle back in. Which can be a little finicky sometimes. Cable popped back in there where it belongs. Now, the handle almost comes back a little bit and then jams forward, just like that. Okay, that seems right. Now we can take this little fake lock piece, get it popped back in, go back through our little hole here with the T20. And that should clamp this outer piece into place. Okay. We could probably test it. All right, I guess for the true test, we can shut it. Make sure it opens. Okay, now, this outer trim piece just pops on. It's got these holes it goes into. And I guess you could put your little cover back on, but not super important. All our clips are in place. Just go back in the holes and pop in. So half the time you would have to open the door from this car from the inside. So that's it. You wouldn't think you would take the outer door skin off to replace a latch, but honestly I feel like that's better than the old days where you had to come in from the inside, take the door panel off, break a bunch of clips off, and cut your hands up. Anyway, that's replacing the door latch on your Mark V GTI. All the doors should be pretty similar. Thanks for watching. See you next time.